Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Henrietta. Thank you for stopping by. If you are just watching for the first time, please click on the red button to subscribe. Also click on the notification bell to get notified anytime I upload a video. Today I'll be teaching us how to cut a perfect kimono gown. A kimono gown is cut together with a sleeve and is a free wear that has a lot of ease. It doesn't have a zip. After this video, you will be able to cut yours perfectly. So let's get started. If you notice, I've drawn a line at the top of the paper, and this is going to serve as my shoulder line. It's going to form the starting point of all my measurements. So I'm going to label it shoulder. Then on the edge, at the edge of the paper, I've also drawn a line, and that's going to form the starting point of my measurements, as I don't like starting from the edge. The measurements I'm going to be working with is shoulder 17, sleeve 16, waist 36, hip 42, bust 40, shoulder to waist 17, waist to hip 9. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take all my vertical measurements. I'll take my shoulder to waist, which is 17. Then from my waist to my hip is 9 inches. You measure your own to get your correct measurements. Then I'll transfer these measurements to this other side in order to be able to connect the points into a straight horizontal line. So I'll measure the same shoulder to waist and waist to hip. Then I'm going to connect the lines into a straight horizontal line. I'm connecting my waist. This line is going to form my waistline, and this second line is going to form my hip line. Then I'll go over to the shoulder line, and I'm going to mark out my neck width. I'm going to use a neck width of 3.5 inches and a neck depth of 3.5 inches. That's for the front neck depth. Then I'll connect with a curve using my French curve. If you don't have a French curve, you use your free hand. Then for my back neck depth, I'm going to use 1 inch. Then I also connect with a curve. I'm going to be drawing my back neckline with a contrasting pen so that you won't be confused. Then I'm going to go ahead and place my shoulder measurement. My shoulder divided by 2 is 8.5, and I'll mark it like so. Then I'll go ahead and place my sleeve length, which is 8, and then I'm going to mark it like so. Then on the shoulder measurement, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. This 1 inch is going to form my shoulder slope. Then I'll use my straight ruler to connect it to the neck width and then extend the line out. Then the next thing I'll do is to mark out the half of my armhole. So the half of my armhole is 8.1. Then I'm going to add 1 inch for ease, which is 9.1. Then I am going to use my straight rule and draw a line across, and this is going to form my chest line. The next thing I will do is to start transferring all my horizontal measurements, but I am not going to place my bust measurement on that chest line because it's going to shorten my armhole. Rather, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches to form my bust line. So this is me coming down by 1.5 inches to get my bust line. After that, I'm going to draw a horizontal line across in order to form the bust line. Also ensure that you use your set square in order to get a perfect straight line. Then I am going to mark the same shoulder plus sleeve measurements on that bust line, and my shoulder plus sleeve measurement is 16.5. So I'll mark 16.5 like so. Then I'm going to mark my bust divided by 4 is 10 inches plus 1 inch for ease. I'll mark it like so. Then on the waistline, I'll mark my waist divided by 4, which is 9, plus 1.5 inches for ease. That is 10.5. Then on the hip line, my hip is 10.25 plus 1 inch for ease, which is 11.25. Then the same thing I marked on my hip line, I'm going to mark on the hem line. So I'll connect the points with my straight ruler. Please, if you're enjoying this video, kindly click on the like button. Also hit the red button to subscribe if you've not subscribed. Also hit the notification bell to get notified anytime we upload a new video. The next thing I'll do now is to connect this upper side to the bust line. And for me to do that, I'm going to come in on the bust line by 1 inch from that armpit area. The reason why is because if we draw a straight line to connect the 2 points, it's going to make that armpit area to be longer, and this is the reason why we are now coming in by 1 inch. Then we're now going to use our straight ruler to connect the point, the slant line. After this, on that armpit side, we are going to draw a very nice curve, and for us to do that, we're going to come out by 1 inch. Then we're going to use this French curve to draw a curve, making sure that the curve passes through the 1 inch mark. Okay, so our kimono gown is ready. What we are going to do is that we are going to cut it out, but before we do that, we are going to trace it out first in order to have the front and the back block. I'll do that offline and then I'll come back and show you. So this is the front and the back block. We've been able to trace it out and cut it out. The next thing I'll do now is to cut out my front neckline like so. The front neckline, remember, we used 3.5 as depth, and then for the back we used only 1. So what we are now going to do now is that we're going to transfer it to the fabric. This is the front block and this is the back block. So when we are transferring on the fabric, we are going to add our allowances: 1 inch on the side, then 2 inches at the hemline, half inch on the shoulder line, half inch on the neck, and then 1.5 inches on the sleeve. So I'm going to write it so that we will not forget.
So thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you in my next class. Try it out and see.